Are you ready for an epic showdown between four mid-range powerhouses? The OnePlus Nord 4 features a 50-megapixel wide lens, 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 16-megapixel front cam, 20x digital zoom, and stunning 4K video. The Pixel 8a packs a 64-megapixel wide lens, a 13-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 13-megapixel front cam, 8x digital zoom, and 4K video. The Galaxy S23 FE also boasts a 50-megapixel wide lens, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, an 8-megapixel tele-lens with 30x digital zoom, and a 10-megapixel front camera, along with glorious 4K video. Finally, the Motorola Edge 50 Pro also features a 50-megapixel wide lens, a 13-megapixel ultra-wide lens, a 10-megapixel tele-lens with a 30x digital zoom, and a 50-megapixel front cam, along with 4K video. So which one will come out on top? Hey, I'm Olive, your host here at Versus.com, and I'd like to thank HideMeVPN for sponsoring this video. Now, let's start comparing. Keep in mind that points are awarded on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the best. So, as always, we're gonna start off with some standard wide photos, as we feel that's the mode people use the most frequently. The OnePlus captures the best image, offering well-balanced lighting, deep contrast, and accurate colors, making it stand out amongst the other photos. Motorola also delivers a good photo, but it does suffer from slightly harsh shadows and contrast, while the Pixel provides well-balanced lighting, but it falls short with muted colors and a slight green undertone. Unfortunately, the Galaxy delivers the worst image, appearing too bright, flat, and washed out with low contrast and overly warm tones. In this next example, Motorola stands out with its nice deep shadows, high contrast, and vibrant colors. The Pixel offers natural-looking colors with well-balanced lighting, though the colors do lack punch. OnePlus provides a well-lit image, but suffers from washed-out muted colors and low contrast, and the Galaxy honestly produces the worst image with overly bright lighting, a washed-out appearance, and low contrast. So now let's move on to some ultra-wide shots, which are super great for capturing more of your scenery in the shot. Moving on to a couple of ultra-wide examples. In this first one, the Pixel has controlled lighting, sharpness, good dynamic range, and an authentic look. Although some may feel that it's a bit too dim, the Galaxy produced a well-lit image with good color accuracy, but it's not quite sharp enough, resulting in some detail loss. The OnePlus delivered a decent image with nice colors, but it was slightly overexposed, particularly on the donuts. And Motorola performed the worst, with off colors, a noticeable magenta hue, and an image that appears overprocessed and overly sharpened. In this next set of images, Motorola actually took a very nice photo with vibrant colors, deep contrast, and accurate skin tones. The Pixel produced a very natural-looking photo, but it was a bit too dim with harsh shadows and whites that weren't true to color. The OnePlus delivered a decent, well-lit photo, but the colors were slightly muted, giving it a washed-out appearance, and the Galaxy produced a similar result to the OnePlus, but with a more noticeable magenta tone. It is time for portrait mode, one of my favorite modes. Let's see which one of these has the nicest and most realistic looking bokeh and the best edge detection. The OnePlus has done a good job with authentic looking colors, detailed skin texture, and the best edge detection among the photos, despite it not being perfect. The Pixel is well lit with a nice warm tone, but its edge detection definitely struggled, and Motorola has good color accuracy, but the shadows are too harsh, creating stark contrast, and the edge detection is quite poor. Samsung performs the worst though, with colors that are far too warm and inaccurate, along with edge detection that has also noticeably failed. In this next example, OnePlus has taken a good photo with a nice warm tone, well-balanced exposure and contrast, though it's slightly too bright, losing some details on the shirt. It does have the best edge detection among the photos though. The Pixel offers a very natural look with muted colors and nice details on the shirt, but the whites are off and edge detection has some issues. Motorola has good warm tones and contrast, but the background blur has failed, totally giving away the fact that this photo was taken on a smartphone. The Galaxy has a very unappealing green hue with washed out skin tones, and the contrast could be a little higher, though it has decent edge detection. Oh, and by the way, for more detailed comparisons of these devices or any others, be sure to visit our website Versus.com, where you can find additional information. Let's pause for a moment and briefly talk about safety. A VPN keeps you safe online by turning your information into secret code and hiding your computer's location. This means no one can see what websites you visit or find out where you are. If that sounds like something you'd find useful, then you'll want to hear this next part.
Hide Me VPN is one of the fastest offshore VPNs with 24/7 support and cross-platform access. Enjoy 10 GB speeds across 2,300 servers globally. You can also navigate the web with a trusted ally, SmartGuard, proactively guarding against malware, tracking, ads, and phishing threats in real time. Plus, they don't store logs, ensuring your actions remain yours. Best part, you can start for free. Click the link in the description to secure your online freedom with Hide Me VPN. Simple, secure, and yours.
It's time to experiment with some videos, a very important part of your smartphone. So let's see which one of these gives us the best video quality. In this first video, the Galaxy delivers the best performance with consistent exposure, nice colors, and good details that are well maintained throughout. The Pixel follows with a very natural look and good light and exposure, though the whites could be whiter. OnePlus has good color accuracy but suffers from fluctuating exposure, and the Motorola presents vibrant colors, but it's slightly too warm, and the video isn't as smooth as the others, occasionally becoming too bright actually and losing some details. Outdoors, Samsung delivers a video with great color accuracy, nice warm skin tones, and a good balance of sharpness and contrast. The OnePlus offers overall good details and sharpness, but the skin tones are slightly too muted. The Motorola video is overly sharp with excessive clarity and contrast, giving it a bit of an unnatural look, while the Google video falls on the opposite end of the spectrum, lacking sharpness and appearing quite smudged. Moving on to a couple of ultra-wide examples. The Galaxy delivers the best video with excellent color accuracy, sharp details, and punchy contrast. Although the Pixel produces a generally good video, the colors are slightly off with a noticeable blue undertone, and it could also benefit from being a little bit sharper. Motorola also has good color accuracy and deep contrast, but the video is slightly overexposed, looking smudged and not as sharp. Unfortunately, the OnePlus is the only phone that cannot shoot in 4K, which is noticeable with noise apparent, less sharpness, and washed out dull colors. In the second example, the Galaxy delivers super vibrant colors, and the video is overly sharpened with excessive clarity, which doesn't look so great. Motorola produces a decent video from the center downwards, but the sky is completely overexposed, and it struggles with constant refocusing. The Pixel surprisingly offers very vibrant colors that look slightly unrealistic though, and the video is entirely smudged. The worst is the OnePlus, with terrible quality due to the lack of 4K capabilities, resulting in completely washed out and overexposed footage. So we've come to the active part of the video where we will test out the stabilization. So let's first go for a walk, and then we'll go for a light jog. We tested all of the phone's stabilization by first walking while holding the device, and I've got to say that all of them actually performed equally well. While not ideal, they all delivered pretty smooth footage. In a second, more intense test involving running and setting the devices to active stabilization, the Galaxy definitely stands out as the smoothest, while the Motorola struggles the most, making the video practically unusable, although it is the only device that remains shooting in 4K. In this first set of images, the Motorola really stands out with excellent color accuracy, sharpness, and just the right amount of contrast to make the image pop. The other images are decent, but each have their own issues. Google's colors are cold and muted with an overly blue tint, the OnePlus leans towards a greenish hue, and the Galaxy is slightly too warm. Outdoors in direct sunlight, the OnePlus has shockingly washed me out, making me look unnaturally pale. The Pixel performs well with good sharpness and accurate skin tones, although it does have slightly harsher shadows across my face. Interestingly, Motorola's colors are a bit off in this shot, and the image appears somewhat blurred. Finally, I took a selfie in low-light conditions, and sadly the Pixel is blurry while the OnePlus is sharp but has a green tint. Samsung offers a nice warm hue with accurate skin tones and a pleasant low-light ambience, but it does lack sharpness. And the Motorola stands out with good sharpness, dynamic range, and a nice low-light ambience. Switching to front camera video, the Pixel impresses with well-lit footage, nice contrast, accurate colors, and overall clarity. Motorola also performs well, though it does struggle with occasional refocusing and a slight green tint. The Galaxy offers a pleasant warm tone, but the video appears slightly washed out, and the contrast could have been stronger. The OnePlus similarly has very muted colors and lacks contrast. So starting with the audio coming from the Motorola Edge 50 Pro. What do we think? How am I sounding over here? Moving on to the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE. I'm in a pretty quiet place, so it should be performing well. Next we have the OnePlus Nord 4. What do we think? How do I sound on this device? And finally, coming on to the Google Pixel 8a. Any better on here? I'm gonna watch these back and we'll talk about it. The Pixel has very muffled audio, while the OnePlus provides decent noise cancellation with clear voice quality. Samsung offers clear voice audio but lacks strong noise cancellation, and Motorola excels in noise cancellation but introduces a significant echo, affecting the overall sound quality. Are you someone who uses Zoom quite often on your smartphone? Well, if you are, you'll love this next category, as we're going to zoom in on all of these and see which one of them gives us the most details. At 5x zoom, the Pixel lacks sharpness, while the OnePlus stands out as the sharpest and best among them all. The Galaxy is relatively sharp but has some noise present, whereas the Motorola is also relatively sharp with less noise than the Samsung. At 10x zoom, the Pixel remains looking quite blurry, while the OnePlus is pixelated. The Galaxy is relatively sharp with less noise than the Motorola, which is sharper but has noticeable noise. At 30x zoom, the results remain pretty much the same, and the Galaxy stands out as the least pixelated, but nevertheless, it isn't a great shot. Slow motion is not a necessity when it comes to your smartphone, but it is definitely a handy feature to have, and all of these do have it. So let's test them all out and see which ones perform the smoothest. We conducted 2 tests to evaluate the performance of each device. In the first, we set the frame rate to 240 FPS with a resolution at FHD for both the Pixel and Galaxy, and HD for the OnePlus and Motorola. The Pixel produced the best-looking video, while the Motorola delivered the worst. Neither the OnePlus nor the Samsung performed particularly well, but the Samsung had higher quality overall. In the second test, we set the frame rate to 120 FPS in FHD for all the devices, except the Samsung, which lacks this option. Among the others, the Motorola performed decently, keeping the main subject sharp and in focus. On the other hand, the Pixel captured more background detail with better colors and offers the advantage of shooting in 1080p in both modes, but the video was overly smudged and lacked sharpness. The OnePlus has very muted colors, but the overall video quality is actually alright. Macro shots are always pretty fun to experiment with, so let's take some shots and see which one of these comes out the most detailed. In this first example of a beautiful flower, the Pixel delivers the sharpest result, with the Galaxy following closely behind, offering more vibrant colors. Both the Motorola and OnePlus produced decent images, though they do lack a bit of sharpness that's seen in the other 2 images. In this second example of my eye, the Samsung immediately stands out with excellent sharpness in the right areas and vibrant warm colors. Motorola also does a great job of making my pupil look especially sharp and striking. However, the OnePlus and Pixel lack the sharpness and punchiness that the other 2 deliver. In this first wide example, the OnePlus is the sharpest of them all with good dynamic range, while the Motorola is also relatively sharp with decent dynamic range but falls slightly behind the OnePlus. Interestingly enough, the Pixel is the only one with accurate colors. However, it's slightly blurry and pixelated, and the Galaxy performs the worst due to overexposure. Next, we have an ultra-wide example, and the Galaxy has done the best job here at ensuring the subject is well lit. It's got nice deep blacks, no noise, and good sharpness, though the colors are a little bit too vibrant. The OnePlus also performs well with good contrast and no visible noise. It also has very authentic colors, but it could have exposed the subject better. While having accurate colors as well, Google's image is underexposed and pixelated with noticeable noise, and Motorola has produced the worst result with a significant amount of noise. Next, we have portraits. All the photos definitely suffer from poor edge detection, impacting their overall quality. The Pixel performs the best though, handling the blue light well with accurate skin tones and a sharp, detailed image. The Motorola also does well managing the blue light effectively and producing a sharp image, though the skin tones are slightly off, but it does maintain a good low light ambience. The OnePlus is sharp but slightly washed out with pale skin tones, while the Galaxy performs the worst, struggling with blue light exposure and resulting in pale skin tones and a less sharp image. Moving on to a couple of videos. First, we have a wide example. All the videos have their flaws, but the Galaxy does stand out as the best, with good dynamic range, vibrant colors, and absolutely no noise. The OnePlus performs decently with nice deep blacks, though the exposure on the screens of the back could have been lower. The Pixel has muted colors, poor dynamic range, and a lot of noise, making it the least usable video out of the lot. Motorola also seems to struggle with overexposure, which loses a lot of details. In ultra-wide video, the Galaxy offers good dynamic range and vibrant colors, though the overall quality isn't outstanding. The OnePlus has blown out the screens above, which loses all details, and some noise is present, but it does have decent exposure. Google suffers from a significant amount of noise, again, and definitely has produced the worst looking video, and Motorola has focusing issues that really affect the video quality. Alright, let's do a quick summary and see who the winners are. Our scoring system is based on order of importance, therefore in categories such as wide, ultra-wide, portrait, and videos we have a higher percentage, whereas in less important categories such as zoom and audio, the percentage is lower. For standard photos, the winner is the Motorola. Next we have ultra-wide, where the Galaxy takes the win. In portrait mode, OnePlus takes the crown. In videos using the back cameras, the Galaxy comes in first place by far, and when it comes to stabilization, it continues to take the crown. For front camera photos and videos, the Motorola actually takes the win, but the OnePlus takes over first place when it comes to audio. The Galaxy wins the zoom category, slow motion goes to Google, macro also goes to the Galaxy, and finally, it's a draw between the OnePlus and Samsung in the low light category. And that means that our overall winner is in fact the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE. That wraps up the comparison of these four mid-range phones. When deciding which one to choose, it really depends on your priorities. If you're looking for a strong video performer, the Galaxy is a solid choice, though you might miss out on more slow motion options. If the front camera is your main focus though, Motorola is your best bet, but you may have to compromise on some back camera video quality and stabilization. Ultimately, it comes down to personal preference. Personally, I would lean towards the Galaxy S23 FE as video quality is super crucial for me. We hope you found this review useful, and we would love to hear your thoughts. Which one would you choose? Let us know in the comments down below. Direct links to all of the devices mentioned in this video can be found in the description box. As always, give this video a big like if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to be a part of our Versus.com community if you aren't already. With that being said, we will see you in the next video, and until then, take care.